Qatar 2022 is almost upon us, and in this video I'm going to be predicting who I think is going to come out as the tournament's top scorer and lift that coveted Golden Boot trophy. First of all though, let's have a look at which players the bookies think are going to do well in this Qatar 2022 tournament. So it comes as no real surprise who have been priced up as favourites. Harry Kane there, 15-2 with Paddy Power. Across the board it looks like it's a lot of 7-1s and 8-1s. Then we've got Kylian Mbappe of France, pretty much 8-1, 9-1 on 888 Sport. Then comes Lionel Messi, you can get him at 10-1 and also with 888 Sport at 14-1. Brazilian Neymar coming out at 11 and 12-1s. Then Benzema had a magnificent season with Madrid, of course, hauling them to win the Champions League last season. Then we got Cristiano Ronaldo priced up at 20-1s and 18-1s across the bookies. Whether he can forget his Manchester United woes and drag Portugal to the World Cup final, it remains to be seen. Then we got Lautaro Martinez priced up between 20-1 and 22-1. Of course, he plies his trade for Inter Milan, scoring lots of goals in Serie A. Then we got Memphis Depay, 25-1s across the board. Slight injury doubt with him, which we may discuss a little bit later. Lukaku priced up at 20-1, 28-1, 37-1 with SBK. Richarlison for Brazil. Brazil haven't really got an out-and-out number 9 or a top quality number 9, although I suppose Richarlison will beg to differ. Vinicius Jr, of course, on the wing, 25-1, 33-1, 28-1, and Morata of Spain priced up at 33-1 as well. Let's move down the list and have a look at the overalls, likes of Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz, typically priced up at 33-1. Lewandowski of Poland, 33, 40 and 50-1. Rafinha, of course, Brazil winger now with Barcelona, 40-1. Darwin Núñez, finding form with Liverpool, priced up at likes of 66-1. 40-1, 33-1. Raheem Sterling of England, 33-1, 50-1, who did ever so well in the last Euros, of course. Gnabry of Germany, like his compatriot. Havertz, 40-1, 50-1, 40-1s, and we got the likes of Gakpo, 40-1, 50-1. Griezmann now, he's I'm sure he's on penalties for France. He's priced up at 40-1, 50-1, and it looks like 139-1 you can get for him. Ferran Torres, Spain, 50-1, 33-1, and Adiemi, 66-1, and Mitrovic of Serbia priced up at 50-1, but you can also get 66-1 for him. For me though, the winner of the Golden Boot comes down to around about 6 or 7 players. I'm not including England's Harry Kane in this list due to the fact that no player in the history of the World Cup has won the Golden Boot more than once, let alone back-to-back Golden Boot trophy wins. So that counts out England's Harry Kane. And they've also come up against the likes of Iran and the USA, who are very defensive minded. Looking at the French team, they've got a frightening front line in the likes of Mbappe, Griezmann and Benzema. Now Benzema are probably going to take him out of this list as well because he does have an injury. Not sure if he's going to even be ready for that first match in the World Cup. Looking at Argentina, they do have one of the best players in the world, of course, in Messi. Probably, possibly, this is going to be his last World Cup and he'll want to go out on a high. Also up front they got the likes of Angel Di Maria and, interestingly, Lautaro Martinez, who's been banging the goals for Inter Milan in Italy. Looking at Brazil, you could say they haven't got an out-and-out number 9, although the likes of Richarlison, as I've already said, should have something to say about that. But I'm looking at Neymar to score a lot of goals in this World Cup. He's currently on 11 goals in Ligue 1 in France, 1 goal behind Kylian Mbappe. You could also argue the likes of Arsenal's Jesus has got a shot at the Golden Boot, but no, at the end of the day, I don't think so. Looking at the Dutch, the Netherlands, Memphis Depay was hotly tipped to do well at this World Cup, but he himself has been suffering for injuries and it doesn't look like he'll make the first game. Indeed, Louis van Gaal has actually come out and has confirmed that Memphis Depay will not start for the Netherlands in the first World Cup match against Senegal, as he is still recovering from an injury. In recent years, Belgium have always been fancied to win a major trophy, but up front, Lukaku has only scored 1 goal in Serie A this season and 1 goal in the Champions League, but I think he's only made 5 appearances so far in Serie A, so it doesn't look like Lukaku will be available for the group games. He may be back for the knockout stage. That's, of course, if Belgium get through. And relying on the likes of Batshuayi to spearhead that attack, I don't think Belgium will score too many goals from one position. You've got the likes of Kevin De Bruyne and Eden Hazard knocking in with a goal or 2, but overall nobody's gonna, score more than 5 goals in that Belgium team from my point of view. I've also done a little bit of analysis and knocked up a spreadsheet analysing the Golden Boot winners from the history of the World Cup, and it surprises me that only 3 Golden Boot winners have actually, their teams gone on to win the World Cup itself. That is, in 1978, Argentina, Mario Kempes, top scorer with 6 goals. Paolo Rossi, Italy win the World Cup, and he's top scorer with 6 goals. And in 2002, in South Korea and Japan, Brazil went on to beat Germany in the final, where Ronaldo scored 8 goals. You could argue in 1962 that Brazil, being the winners, they did have 2 players, Vava and Garrincha, who did score 4 goals, but they shared the Golden Boot there with Florin Albert, Valentin Ivanov of the Soviet Union, Dragan Zhivkovic of Yugoslavia, and Lionel Sanchez of Chile. So I'm discounting that one. So I've predicted that Argentina and Brazil are on a collision course and will meet in the semi-finals. The winner of that match will probably go on and win the World Cup. But looking at the spreadsheet here where only the top scorer has actually won the World Cup 3 times, that means to me it's either going to be a Brazilian player or an Argentinian player. And I'm not going for Neymar. It's Mbappe, Griezmann and Lautaro Martinez. However, France got all sorts of injury problems all over the pitch. We know about Pogba and Kante, they're not at the World Cup. Benzema's not going to be up front, that could free Mbappe and Griezmann, but it just depends on how far they go in this tournament. They're up against Australia, Denmark and Tunisia, so they could knock in a few goals against the Aussies and probably Tunisia. I think Denmark is going to be a very, very difficult opponent for the French. So it could boil down to Messi and Lautaro Martinez. Messi, as I said, playing a little bit deeper. His swan song, he'll want to go out on a high. But for me, the Golden Boot winner for Qatar 2022 is Lautaro Martinez, and I expect him to get probably 6 goals, but with a little bit of luck, he may get 7 and equal the amount of goals he scored in Serie A. Thanks for watching. Let me know who you think is going to be the Golden Boot winner in Qatar. And I'll see you all in the next video. But if he does end up as top scorer, then you'd have to say that Harry Kane would go down as one of the greatest goal scorers in world history.